How's it going, guys? DragonStar Production here, back with another What If video, and as you guys voted on in the community tab, that y'all wanted to see what if Goten was in the future timeline part 2. So because I won't be giving a recap in this video, be sure to click that little box in the top right corner, or go down to the description box so that you can watch part 1 first. Without further ado, let's get into the video intro. So our story left off rather dark. Gohan and Goten felt Trunks' key drop immediately. The two would then rush over to Capsule Corp where they would find Bulma, who was drained dry, and Trunks' balloon jean jacket that was lying on the floor. The two would then blow up into a blind rage, surpassing their limits, but for what good? They had no way to bring Bulma back, or Trunks either. Gohan, though, told Goten that they couldn't stand around, they simply had to rebuild. Goten, though, stops his older brother before he walks out the door. And what, Gohan? Give up on everything we've been fighting for? I can't give up and rebuild when something came and took the last bit of our friends away from us. Gohan is took back by his younger brother's words. In fact, Gohan took these words to heart. Gohan then comes up with a plan, a rather smart plan at that. Gohan gets on Capsule Corp's camera system to actually see who ambushed Bulma, Trunks, and the workers of Capsule Corp. When watching the footage, they notice a scaly bug monster sneaking behind people with ease, absorbing them with his tail. Even though the brothers wanted to turn away from the video, they had to keep watching so they knew what was going on. They saw the bug lurk behind from camera 1 to 2 to 6 to 14, all the way making their way to Bulma and Trunks. This is where they would see the Bugman leap behind Bulma, although Trunks was able to save her this time. Bulma was horrified as her son did her best to fend off the bug, but clearly couldn't keep up. The Bugman then tosses Trunks into the time machine. When Cell throws Trunks at the time machine, this happens to knock it over as well as rips Trunks' jacket right off of his body, but luckily Trunks manages to fall right into the seat of the time machine. Bulma, noticing that Trunks is actually in position, she pushes the button and starts the time machine. And before Trunks could scream no, the time machine broke through the wall, shooting outside before disappearing. Gohan and Goten then have to side-eye the next video footage because they watch the Bugman without any hesitation just drain Bulma as he then brutally slams her body to the ground as he's done. The Bugman then leaps out the hole that was created from the time machine. So what does this mean? Well, yup, Trunks does survive and goes and does everything that he normally does as in canon. Warn everyone of the androids, and in this time of Cell, and gives Goku the heart virus medicine. However, as for Gohan and Goten, they were more ready to fight now than ever after seeing the video footage. The two knowing that the Bugman is still around, somewhere he's here. They simply just have to train non-stop, and they decide to do this at Capsule Corp, and this is only because they actually have one reason: the gravity room. This gives both Goten and Gohan a nice increase in power. In fact, I'll even say that they managed to master Super Saiyan Grade 4 in this time, and I know that you can say that that's a bit of a push, but with Gohan and Goten's potential, with both of them trained together non-stop, I think that they're going to do very well. And both believing that there could be something beyond Grade 4 as well, I don't think that's hard to believe either. However, they won't be achieving it anytime soon. However, like I said, the brothers won't be figuring out what goes beyond Super Saiyan Grade 4, but they do hear a rumble downstairs, and this could be possibly the reason why they didn't figure it out. They then, to a shocking surprise, fills Trunks' key once again. They find that Trunks was downstairs, arriving in the time machine, as Trunks then fills both Goten and Gohan in about what's happened in the past, about how it's not being connected to theirs, but also a couple of blanks about who the Bugman was. Trunks said, "He called himself Cell. He said he was Dr. Gero's perfect creation, at least when he absorbed 17 and 18. Trunks then says that this is actually the reason why Cell came to Capsule Corp. It's because he's been spying on them, and that he plans to actually take the time machine. Goten and Gohan were amazed by this news, but they had some news of their own to share with Trunks, that they had mastered Super Saiyan. And the two then start powering up, and Trunks is kicked back by the amount of ki coming off of the two. So with that being said, Trunks, being amazed by this, obviously wants to achieve it on his own, so he begins training with both Gohan and Goten to achieve this form. But enough with the half-breeds, let's talk about Imperfect Cell for a minute. And I know what you're thinking, Cell is out here absorbing people and is incredibly strong. Well, no. This is because Imperfect Cell is very cunning, yet he is very smart. Also, he's the best Cell. Yeah, I said it, get over it. But anyway, Imperfect Cell has been slowly draining ki from animals, mostly, and every now and then he absorbs an occasional person. And this is because Cell knows that he's outmatched by both Gohan and Goten when they fight together. So if he tries to absorb a whole lot of people at one time, he's going to get noticed. So Cell does this, and he takes his time slowly every day, but he's getting stronger and awaiting for the right moment. But when now Trunks back in the picture, Cell knows that he won't get that moment, so he starts sneaking around until Cell hides at the island. However, Cell goes inside the house to find one of the strongest survivors left on the planet, Master Roshi. Cell attempts to swing his tail towards Master Roshi, but Roshi catches his tail and he flips Cell over his shoulders. This catches Cell by surprise, and let me say that Roshi doesn't get another hit in, but he does hold off Cell enough for Goten, Gohan, and Trunks to all arrive in Super Saiyan. Cell knew that his time had finally ran out, and he had to use his last resort. Cell would then use a solar flare that would blind all the 3 hybrid Saiyans, but not Roshi due to his glasses. Roshi doesn't let Cell get away either. Instead, Master Roshi then charges up his original Kamehameha and releases it straight towards Imperfect Cell. And then as for the Halfbreeds, as soon as they get their eyes cleared, they notice that Roshi is shooting off a Kamehameha, so they would then join in. Gohan and Goten shoot off Kamehameha of their own, while Trunks then nails a Masenko. The 4 then push all their power into it, and Roshi even then powers up to his buff form once more. These combined blasts were more than enough to completely obliterate Cell into absolutely nothing. However, this blast also seemed to push Roshi over his edge, because as soon as Goten looks down, he notices that Roshi's body has crashed to the ground. They all then rush down there to aid Master Roshi just to find the old-timer wasn't breathing. The 3 then stood in complete sadness when Goten then would start to scream to the top of his lungs as he powers up into Super Saiyan. But Goten wasn't done. He started banging his fist on the ground as lightning started to strike. The ground was rumbling as the island started to crack, and Goten's aura enraged as his ki exploded. Goten was now a Super Saiyan 2, and he was enraged, he was upset, and he felt one tear roll down his eye as he states, "I'm tired of losing everyone I care for. I'm sick of feeling lost in a broken world." As for Goten, he would then power up 2 power balls in his hand after his spill, and then he throws his hands straight onto Master Roshi's chest. This, like Goku in Dragon Ball Super, actually brings Master Roshi back to life. This is a huge relief for everyone, but before Roshi could actually speak, Goten had passed out from the power he exerted from actually using Super Saiyan 2. Roshi would then state, as soon as he awakes, "Both of your fathers would be proud of the brave warriors you've all become, and I have great hope that the Earth will be safe as long as you 3 are here." Trunks and Gohan really take these words to heart, and Goten will as soon as he wakes up. Skipping to actually when he does wake up, hearing this really makes him want to meet his dad. Gohan tries to aid his younger brother with stories, but Trunks then speaks up saying that he actually promised to go back into the past in about 3 years, their time. Trunks then says that they could leave right now, but because they don't want to alter the timeline, Trunks then has to make sure that he expresses to everyone to not let them know who you are. And he especially implies this to Goten. With that being said, the 3 are getting the time machine ready to go back to the past, and I will point out that this does take a while, especially without Bulma there, because Trunks and Gohan couldn't figure it out without finding Bulma's blueprints, but as soon as they do, they are ready to go back in time. So the 3 arrive exactly the same way that Trunks did as in canon, but the big change here is that it wasn't Trunks that distracted the Z Fighters. Instead, in this timeline, it was Goten. Goten yells out that these aren't the right androids, but this sends the Z Fighters into a big loop because, well, they've never seen Goten before. So with this happening, Jiro is able to escape and release androids 17 and 18 like they do in canon, when they also decide that they're going to release android 16, of course. However, when the groups go and start searching for actually where Jiro is, they come across the androids. And when I say they, I'm talking about future Trunks, Goten, and Gohan. And the 3 then charge up to their grade 4 Super Saiyan forms, which alerts everybody else to where they are. and they start heading that way immediately. And as soon as they arrive, they watch the 3 future Saiyans blast the androids, destroying all 3 with very little ease. Or so they thought. Yes, Android 17 and 18 were both perished from this, but Android 16 manages to survive. Although he took incredible damage, both 16 would then feel that he had no choice but to actually use his self-destruction. But who does he use it on? If you guys want to know who he uses on, you guys are going to have to catch back into part 3. If you like this video, don't forget to, well, like this video, comment down below, let me know what you want to see happens in part 3, and I really hope you guys subscribe to the channel, because a lot of you guys that watch the videos aren't subscribed to the channel. It's very simple, just hit that little red button down there. It's very much appreciated. And with that being said, this has been DragonStar Productions, and I'll be catching you guys in the next video, which, as voted on, will be What If Bardock Never Returned Part 4. That being said, I'm out.
Congratulations, champ. You made it to the end of the video. Now, if you hit that subscription button, that thumbs up button, and that bell icon, you won't catch a dynamite kick.